Hello YouTube, this is Whitney, and in celebration of my 5-year Loc anniversary, I'm going to be doing a video answering questions according to the Loc tag questionnaire that's been going around on YouTube. So I will try to be as brief as possible, but also explain how my journey has been going so far. So question number 1, what specific moment did you decide you were going to dread your hair? Where were you and how did you feel? Like I said, I started my dreads 5 years ago. At that time, I was about 3 or 4 months into my natural hair journey. February 2010, before that actually, I had permed hair, relaxed hair, and I had colored my hair and my hair was starting to break off. So I needed a different option and I was just tired of putting perms in my hair. So I decided to do the big chop. So when I did the big chop, I cut most of everything. I had a furrow that was that big. And so from that point, I was just growing it out and just enjoying wearing my natural hair. And then I just started watching videos on YouTube of different people who had dreadlocks. And since I was natural at that time, I was like, oh, this is an option that I have now. Since I have natural hair, is to do dreadlocks. So from there, I decided that's what I was going to do. And number 2, what method, if any, did you use to start your dreadlocks? I went to a salon and I got 2 strand twists. And I went to the salon a total of 3 times in my whole 5-year journey. So after I got 2 strand twists, I let them grow out. I put them in bantu knots at one point, and then I started interlocking, and I've been doing interlocking ever since. Question 3, how old are your dreadlocks? 5 years. Number 4, what is the length of your longest dread and the shortest? Good question. I think probably the ones in the back would be the longest. This one's pretty long here. And the shortest is kind of hard to say now because actually one of these in the front used to be the longest, but I just cut bangs not too long ago. So maybe these are the shortest now, and then one in the back is the longest. And yes, how many dreads do you currently have? I think I have about 65, definitely less than 70. When I first started, I want to say I had 80 something, but I combined a lot over the years. How often do you wash your dreads? I wash my dreads about maybe twice a week, focusing mostly on my scalp, of course, and then as far as I need to go, deep washing for the rest, inside, or as far as I can get inside my dreads. And do you have any regular maintenance on your dreads? Yes, like I said, I wash my hair about twice a week, and I always put conditioner in my hair to keep it from being dry, and that's about it. As my hair grows out, that's when I do my interlocking. So yeah, that's basically it. Oh, sorry, my arm hurts because I've been holding this up. Okay, number 10. If your dreads had their own personal motto, what would it be? It would be, I will survive, because I've been through some ups and downs with my dreads over the years. Yeah, when I first started it, it went well, but I like to put color in my hair. And at one point I was dyeing my hair every month and I wasn't moisturizing it. So I got a lot of breakage at the beginning. And so during that time, within the first 2 years, I was basically wanting to give up. But thankfully I just stayed. I decided to stay in the game. And so I will survive is how the motto I would give my dreads. And number 11, what would you, I'm jumping around, I'm trying to get as many as I can. If you could start a new set of dreads, would you do anything differently? Yes, I would have let my natural hair grow a little bit longer before I started my dreads also. I would have started interlocking a little bit earlier, and I probably wouldn't have done it so often because I think after doing interlocking for so long, some of my roots have gotten a little bit thinner. And yes, I think that's about it. Number 13, is there anything unique about your appearance other than your dreadlocks? I had a lot of piercings over the years, facial piercings, but I had to take them out because I needed a job. So yeah, I had one here, one here, one here. You could see a little bit a Monroe. There's still a scar there, even though it's been out for like 2 years. I had at the top of my ears, definitely, as you can see, there's one hole and a second hole there. So yeah. And then 14, how many people do you know personally that have dreadlocks? Males in my family a long time ago, several years ago, used to have dreadlocks. But I always just associated with like a guy thing, not a girl. Not a girl's hairstyle, but after I realized that was possible and it looks good. Yeah. So just a couple people, and then some other people from our hometown too, mostly guys. And then also I have my closest friend from the States. I'm living in Korea right now. We went to high school and college together. He started his loc journey the same time as mine. So he's the only other person I know close to me that has dreadlocks right now. And what's the weirdest question you've got about your dreadlocks? Dumbest, funniest, most common? I live in South Korea right now and I teach English. So the students that I teach are very, very curious about my hair. They ask many questions, and not only do I get these kind of questions from children, but from adults, and then also non-Korean, like even people from the States too, they ask me. They're like, do you wash your hair? Can you wash your hair? What else have they said? Like, is that your real hair? Like, how do you do that? Like, are you wearing a wig? Like, those, I think those are the most common things. And regarding the question of do you wash your hair, first of all, I just want to say that I think that is completely rude to ask someone something like that, because it's sort of related to like hygiene, right? So it's sort of like asking someone like, did you take a bath today? Like, I sort of take a little bit of offense at that. Like, of course, why would I not wash my hair? But I guess people don't understand how you can wash your hair with dreads, and so they just assume you don't. That's a big assumption. But anyway, those are the questions. And then last one, are there any dreadlock role models that you have? Yes. Bronze Goddess 01 on YouTube. She's been a big influence. Keisha Carmel, I love watching her videos. I think those are the two people that I like to watch their dreadlock journeys the most. And yeah, and I just want to say to all YouTube people who are sharing their dreadlock journeys, thank you very much, because I was able to go through my own dreadlock journey because of the things and the encouragement and just the information that you guys have shared about your journey. So that's been great. And so I'll end it here. And I'll end it here with something surprising. Since I've been having my dreads for 5 years, actually, I'm thinking it's time to transition into something different. And so I'm thinking about taking them out soon. I don't know if it'll be within the month or towards the end of the year. I haven't decided, but my dreadlock journey will probably come to an end before next year, or towards the beginning of next year, by the beginning of next year, and I'll be moving on to something different. Whatever my journey is, I will let you guys know how it goes. So yes, bye bye.